Welcome to Sunfire Oracle. My name is Melinda, and I'm here to do a reading for Sagittarius beat everyone out in views, so they go first. They're number one. So come in, Sagittarius. Take off your shoes. Get comfortable. You know the rule. Be kind. We're going to pull from the Astro Persona Oracle just to see who's in your energy, what needs to improve in your energy, or just confirm something maybe. We'll just see what's going on. Let's see. I do not solicit readings. Do not ask for donations. You want to thank me if something resonates, just like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank all my subscribers. You're amazing. Just know that you make someone smile every time they open their YouTube page. So that should be something, right? Should make you feel good. What's coming up for Saggy? I take all the little wins, baby. I'm learning to have gratitude for every little thing, and not just the generic, oh, I'm grateful for breathing. No. I mean serious little things that I take for granted. I'm starting to show gratitude for, because that shows God or universe, however you see things, that you notice it, you appreciate it, you're thankful for it. Give me more, right? If you're complaining about something, you're giving energy to it, but you're still inviting more, right? Okay, what's going on for Saggy? Man, listen, let me tell you about this deck right here. And this is why I have a problem using it. It is so many cards that it's really hard, and they're not big, but it's really hard to handle. So for this, and this is what I'm feeling, we're gonna cut the deck and pull, let's say 5 cards. Okay, that's what we're doing. Let's go, Saggy. Who am I picking up on? What Sagittarius is here? We'll find out. So your first card is, wow, Mars energy, possessive, 8th house Scorpio, I desire. Your passion and strong feelings cause you to become strongly attached and possessive of your partner. Take care, as your intensity can be very overpowering. Excuse me. So Saggy, maybe you have someone in your life right now that is possessive over you, or maybe you're possessive over someone right now in your life. The energy could be very lustful, you know. It seems hot. Look at this card. I see why someone is being possessive. This is the type of energy you don't want to let go because it feels good. But baby, you'll learn. Okay, then we have extravagant. Nice. That's Venus in the 2nd house, Taurus. I have. So you form strong attachments to possessions and people, and are a caring and overprotective lover. If there's something to gain, you'll work hard to achieve it. Okay, Saggy, so this is definitely you that's being possessive, because this is the second energy pointing to that. And then we have intense partnerships. Let me show you extravagant. Okay. You can also have a Taurus in your energy, Scorpio. You can have it in your chart. Yeah, third card is intense partnership. So you don't fall in love easily, but when you do, you're all in. Your partner must be as deep, penetrating, and fully committed to you as you are to them. Yeah, I think Sagittarius gets bored easily if there's not some type of passion in their relationships. So a lot of Sagittarius, especially when they're young, they have that kind of love where you battle, you know, battle each other, and it's kind of like a turn on. You know what I mean? Because it's just, they need that type of feed. They need that type of back and forth with their partner. It can't be boring for a Sagittarius. They're very adventurous. And even as they get older, now it turns into the bond that you and that person have. Like the conversation between you still got to spark a lot of laughter, a lot of, you know, it has to be energetic for a Sagittarius. So I feel like when they meet someone, that fits the criteria, Saggy. You get a little possessive, right? Then you have share your creativity, Pluto in the 5th house, Leo, I will. So instead of making yourself the centerpiece, Pluto challenges you to use your innate creative talents, gifts, and magnetism to somehow benefit humanity. So maybe you have a lot of focus on yourself right now, Saggy, and everything you want, you. Maybe you need to take a step back and kind of let someone else shine. So for some Sagittariuses, it would be that. For some Saggies, it's going to be let someone else shine. Maybe at work, you know, maybe in a family setting. Let someone else have the center. You don't always have to dominate. You know, Sagittarius does dominate in the social field. Like, they're very funny. They're very charming. They're generous in the social setting. Like, they want to keep the party going, right? So, yeah, but let someone else take over for a while. And it may save you some money. Excuse me. In the mornings, I'm slapped up, so I'm sorry. And the last card we have for you in this deck is functions logically, which is Pluto in the 3rd house, Gemini, I think. So you, let me read this. Let me read this first. So, concepts that don't fit your preconceived ideas will challenge your logical mind and push you to open up to spiritual and philosophical ideas. Now, I don't see this being a problem for you, Saggy, because you are philosophical. Am I saying that right? Probably not, but you know what I mean, right? Philosophy. That's Sagittarius's domain, right? They have a lot of knowledge about certain things in life, and they don't mind sharing it, right? It's usually very logical. They have a way of making everything simplified. So when everyone else is trying to make it this extravagant thing, they'll present something that's very simple, but gets the job done, functions logically, right? So from these 5 cards, and this is what I want to say. First of all, I want you to definitely look in your chart and see where Venus lies, right? Because that came out, and Pluto. You can also, well, it's already telling me, you're using your Mars energy when it comes to this relationship, and you shouldn't. Look up what that means, Mars energy. You shouldn't. I think you should pull back a little bit. You're being a little intense. You're probably scaring this person a little bit, okay? So let's see what comes out in another deck. What deck? You know what? I don't even want to do that. I want to pull Monology and see where you need help at. Yeah. I want you to look into your houses where that popped up on the card, like your 5th house, house of pleasure, right? Just review. See what your concept of pleasure is. Review the ideas. Review what was told to you. I feel like, although it's a very fiery connection, meaning it's intense in a way where you're very attracted to each other, I just want you to explore that part, because something is missing. Maybe something this person is not comfortable telling you, but yeah, I think you should look into that. Also, with the 3rd house, communication, again, they're not comfortable communicating with you the way you think, so maybe you should review that. Maybe you think this person is very much, should be open and able to be open and honest with you. You don't think they should have a problem communicating with you, and they probably do. The 8th house, again, pleasure. It's not really pleasure, it's sex, death, and transformation. So maybe with the thoughts you had around sexual nature, maybe you need to review that, because I feel like it's transforming. I don't want to say elevating. Maybe it's just going into realms that you never went before. Maybe you're trying new things, right? And then what also came up was 2nd house, which is possessions. Saggy people are not possessions. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. And really pay attention to that 8th house with sex, death, and transformation, because it came up twice. So for me, allow yourself to be free. Could be a little rigid, even though you think this is hot and steamy. could be a little rigid to the other person, and maybe they don't know how to express it to you. Okay. Let's see what's going on with your moonology. So what's going on for Scorpio? I mean, Scorpio, Jesus, no. Saggy. In my sun, is Scorpio in your chart? Scorpio is the first card. I just said it by mistake. It's somewhere. It's either the person you're dealing with in their chart or yours, which is very easily, it can be. Okay. You have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Check the lunar calendar. See when the next new moon eclipse will be. And then you could prepare yourself for some type of change that's coming in. Could be in any area, but it's something powerful. Could be this relationship. Could be your finances. Could be the way you think. Something's going to change. What else we have? Saggy. What do we have for Saggy? What do we have for Saggy? If nothing comes out, I'm going to cut the deck. Oh, something did come out. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Yeah. You're being called to sit and think about something. Maybe a decision. Maybe a change of direction. New moon in Pisces. Check the lunar calendar. See what a new moon in Pisces is this year. But if it already passed, or, you know, it's advising you that you need to meditate and contemplate. Maybe after this change. Let's see what else comes out. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. You need to start making decisions that's for your highest good. Let's get one more. And I'm not suggesting that all your decisions are poor, Saggy. But what I'm saying is, if it's asking you to meditate and contemplate, step out of your comfort zone and expect powerful change. It wants you to change direction and do something that you're doing differently. So it's something that you've been doing, like you're accustomed to handling this way. For example, let's use a job. You're accustomed to going to work and just having certain authority over certain things because maybe you do that part of the job very well. Maybe you've been there for a long time. Maybe you and the boss are really cool outside of work for whatever reason, right? Maybe you're just used to having that kind of domain. If something changes to your position, you know, and you have to step out of your comfort zone, maybe a promotion, maybe not, right? Maybe new management. I need you to sit and think before you make a rash decision, okay? And that was just an example. It could be in a relationship where you're used to handling things a certain way with the person. You're used to treating them a certain way. And that doesn't have to be good or bad. You're just used to that person playing this role in your life. And suddenly they don't anymore. Chill out, relax, sit back, meditate. Think about what you think might have gotten that person to this stage, you know. Just meditate on it because it's going to be different for everyone. Just sit and meditate on the change that comes. It can be from a person, place, or situation. Your last card is bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Again, check the lunar calendar. Look up the new moon in Aquarius. That time frame means something. Okay. So this is kind of general. I was going to pull from the Soul's Journey, but no, I'm going to pull some tarot. I'm going to do a general spread. One second, let me pull a deck. We're going to see what's your current situation, your challenge, what you need to focus on, your past, your strengths, near future, which can change because your energy runs things. Your advice, your environment, your hopes, your fears, and potential outcome. Okay, so we're going to pull 10 cards. Let's see what's going on with Saggy Poo. Okay, let's cut the deck. Saggy. Okay. Oops, I ain't making enough room, child. Okay. So your first card, your current situation, Wheel of Fortune, beyond your control, baby. Listen, I love that. You might have some challenges, you know, but you're at a turning point and you learned your karmic lessons. So your energy is good right now, Saggy. That means that you have made improvements. You recognize the things that you had a hand in versus things that came to you as lessons. You finally learned, right? And you got lucky. You really did. You are one of, how they say, God's favorites, because it's Wheel of Fortune, yeah. You got a big push, okay? A big spiritual push to go in the right direction. All right, that's good. So your challenge is the 9 of Wands. Yeah. You had to test the faith. You had to probably really strengthen your boundaries, increase your courage, you know, your determination. Basically like holding the line. I feel like 9 of Wands is, yeah, like you had to muster up the courage in order to go in this direction. And you know what? We could clarify these cards because they're very general. But we'll see, right? So what you need to focus on. Oh, okay. So Saggy, with the Hierophant coming out as the card that you need to focus on, either you need to remember your faith and values when making decisions, you know. Try to separate what's programming, and if you know, you know. Programming is things that we are raised with that worked at a certain period or time, or maybe was never worked at all, but was just given to us as these are the rules, right? It's like being raised, not saying your parents always do the best that they can. I'm not dogging anyone's parents, but everyone looks like you could have did this better or that better towards their parents at one point in their life. And I feel like some of the things that you were programmed with, you know, you're starting to realize that they had some effects on you now that you're an adult. You need to increase your faith or maybe look towards mentorship, therapy, just to help. I feel like you're already on the right track, but that kind of thing takes a lot of work, self-work. So maybe you just need a little bit of help to get pushed in the right direction. Okay. Your next card is your past. What are you leaving behind? You're leaving heartbreak. 3 of Swords. Yuck. So it doesn't necessarily have to be heartbreak. You could be leaving a way of thinking that leads to depression. You could be leaving behind a loss or some tears, grief, right? You're finally getting over something, or not really getting over something. You're finally learning how to manage a grief better, maybe. We have to pull cards for that because I need to know. What's your strength, Saggy? Knight of Coins, yeah. So, of course, Saggy's strength is always working hard, being responsible, saving a coin. They're very conservative and practical when it comes to their money. When it's time to have fun, they work hard because they want to play hard. That's basically their whole their whole thing. I'm gonna work really hard, stack my coins because I want to have fun X weekend. And they're planning it and everything. Don't get it twisted. They're planning when they're gonna spend their money, but in the meantime, you know, they're very patient. They can slow build. They don't have a problem. They're persistent when it comes to that. Like, they really believe hard work pays off. Then, so that's your strength, which is great. And then your near future, if your past is leaving behind grief and disillusionment, near future, baby, you the emperor. You are the emperor. So leaving behind the bullshit. See, I'm glad we ain't even need to clarify because it's general. We don't even need to go that deep. Whatever happens, whatever sorrow, heartbreak, depression, misunderstanding, tears, loss is going to be different for everyone. Whatever it was, grief, whatever it was, you left it behind. You overcame it. You strengthened yourself. And now you are the emperor. Now you're the ninja that gets it done, right? You're becoming stable, right? Better parent if you're a father, because the emperor represents father. So you could be becoming a better parent, strengthening that bond, you know? Just establishing a reputation of being powerful, protective, and dependable, which is great, male or female. And then your advice is 4 coins. Don't be so attached to material things. Yes, you need to be conservative, but don't be possessive. You understand? Don't be too much of a tightwad, Saggy. Like, you know, I know you plan your let loose, but sometimes you go back and forth on that and then you don't even do it. So you're just still stacking more and more and more, and you're not spending anything and you're becoming a tightwad. Have some fun, Saggy, okay? So that's your advice. Environment, which is anything that you spend a lot of time in. It could be your home or your job. What is affecting you in your environment? We're going to pull another card because whatever it is, it says lunar eclipse. So it's something that's giving you an emotional cycle, your environment. So maybe your home. Oh, we don't need to pull. Okay, so wherever you're working or wherever you're living or spending a lot of time, excuse me, in about 3 months, your subconscious is going to reveal something about it. You're going to see clearly something about people, place, or thing that you're spending a lot of time, giving a lot of energy. It's going to end, or you're going to see something clearly. Okay? Number 9 is your hopes and fears. 6 of Cups. Oh, Saggy. You hold on to those tender moments in life. You know, memories are very much important to you. The people in your memories are important to you. People you grew up with, family. Those are the things that, you know, touch you. The innocence of it all. You kind of miss those times where, you know, maybe things were lighter, easier with family or friends, right? And your potential outcome. 7 of Wands. So you're gonna move for a while avoiding any kind of conflict. Not to say you're backing down or, you know, running away. You're just like, not right now. Whenever it comes to you, it's going to be at a moment where you don't feel like dealing with it. And you're going to put it off. And you're going to like, you know what? I could live to fight another day, right? Even if you make quick amends just to put it off because you don't feel like dealing with it right now. So you'll even compromise in that situation because the timing of it all. The person could be relentless, the situation could be relentless, but the timing of it all doesn't rock with you, Saggy, at that moment. And you're not gonna, You're going to do anything to just get it away from you. So even if you have to make an excuse, put it off for another day, just compromise, anything, whatever works for each Saggy. That's what you're going to do just to, you know, put it off for that moment. Okay, Saggy, so let's pull some oracles. Let's see what's going on. Sorry, I'm trying to find. Okay. Let's pull some tea. Let's see what's tea with Saggy. What's tea with Saggy? And what time is it? Ooh, I ain't gonna tell you what card fell out. If it come out again, then I'll confirm it. But I hope it's not for you because no, not for Saggy. We'll see. Okay, in that current situation, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, what's the T on the Wheel of Fortune? And it's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. But even though it's in reverse, it's still good because it's like you learned your karmic lessons. Any external forces, you know what I mean, that were creating blockages is gone, right? So it's like a turning point. I think I said that too. Okay. I know that's right. Queen rising, stepping into power, praise, coming up, spotlight. Then I say you learned your lessons. So since you learned your lessons, you are now Queen rising, baby. You're stepping into your power. Because once we take accountability, what can people use against us, right? What can people say? You can't say shit because I'm saying it. I love that. Okay. So what we have for this challenge, this Nine of Wands, broke ass in reverse. Okay. You created boundaries. Maybe a lot of people depended on you, Saggy. Broke ass in reverse, and it made its business to come out in reverse. And if you follow me, thank you to all the subscribers that do. You know that I barely read reversals in what's tea. I'll even turn it around because it'll make sense. Like reversals is not necessity. It's just a style that came about, and everybody, you know, if you feel comfortable, you use it, right? So they started making tarot cards with the reverse meanings and yada yada blah blah blah. Anyway, broke ass in reverse kind of means that you started taking care of you first, right? You created boundaries. The sob stories wasn't working anymore because you weren't about to go broke. That's why you were holding on to that money like that with the Four of Coins, because Saggy not gonna be broke for you. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't know who needs to hear that, but I have two Sagittariuses that raised me. They're not going broke for you. I promise. So need to focus. Hierophant, you need to focus on increasing your spirituality. Okay? You learned the lessons, but you still need to study. Maybe some self-care, but we'll see. What's the Hierophant for? What's T on the Hierophant for Saggy? Inside scoop, but it came in reverse. So you need to, so inside scoop is like a closer look, nosy up in your business. So if it's in reverse, then that means you're not being bothered with anybody else, right? You're not worried about nobody else's business right now. You're focused. So maybe this card is telling me that you are taking your spirituality seriously and you're researching things and you're getting into some type of discipline, you know, because you're not worried about anybody else. If the inside scoop is in reverse, and let me see, make sure the cards aren't, nope, cards aren't in reverse, see? So this has to come out this way because it was meant to. I feel like you're not worried about everybody else. You could care less, right? You're not in their business. You don't want to hear their sob stories. You don't want to be involved. You're focused on yourself and healing yourself from the inside out. So that's, I love that. Okay. Now your past. What's the T on the past? What is the T on the Three of Swords? What what was it? Grief. We pull, oh, wolf in sheep's clothing. So someone you thought was one way, and they damn sure was another, you know? And it happens to the best of us. Okay, that's fine. But that's what you learned from. And on top of that, they was a broke ass or trying to make you broke? No, never. Number 5, your strength is that the Knight of Coins. So that your strength is being practical, right? So what's the T on your strength? Moving on. Thank you. Next. Yeah, I feel like this person was trying to affect your finances in some way. And you wasn't having it. Like, that's where you draw the line. Like, no. Okay. And so, your near future with the Emperor, that's going to be your energy in the near future. You're going to be an action-oriented person. You don't want to hear no one stories. I need to see movement. Oh. Drama starter in reverse. Okay. So you're not going to deal with any type of energies that's coming in to wreak any type of confusion, havoc. That's Emperor. Let's get another one for that, because that's Emperor. We know that. Emperor don't deal with drama. They're divine. It's the divine masculine. Travel. Okay. So you're going to be traveling. No drama, traveling. That sounds perfect to me. Okay. What we have next? Let's see this advice, which is your material attachment. Oh, reflecting. Okay, so maybe reflecting on the money that you have spent on people that maybe you feel, you know, wasn't exactly grateful for it, right? Maybe you even feel like this is the type of people that would marry for money, like use people for money. You know, you're reflecting back to a time where maybe you feel you wasted money. And maybe that's why you're in that 4 of Coins, where you're having this kind of like scarcity mindset. You don't want to be without. And don't get me wrong, I get it. Sagittarius's nightmare is being broke, not being able to take care of their family, help their family. Not having a savings is more important. They're gonna have a stash. So maybe you're reflecting on a time where, you know, you were maybe investing in the wrong places, right? Or overspending. And that's why now you're in a space where you're kind of being a tightwad, Saggy. That's not the answer, right? So the environment here that we feel subconscious is going to reveal to you something subconsciously, right? And you're going to have a new emotional cycle in about 3 months about this place. So it could be a job. You could be leaving a job in 3 months. You could be moving in 3 months. But there's something about your environment that's ending, possibly in 3 months. And for you, it's going to be like a deep emotional cleanse. It's something that you probably wanted to do for a while. And your card is jackpot. Listen, if you were thinking about leaving somewhere or thinking about making a move, even if it's not leaving, some type of change, whatever it is, it's going to end up with you having a jackpot. And jackpot doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go out and play the lotto and win millions and millions and millions. But yes, that can happen, right? Or somebody die and leave you some money. Jackpot is unexpected money. So something is going to happen to where you didn't see it coming, right? So you took a gamble maybe and said, I'm going to end this in this environment. And then you move on and you get something better. Because it's going to be different for everyone. I would have to pull cards to see exactly where it pinpoints to family, work, you know what I mean? But just know that decision that in 3 months you're going to see clearly is going to lead to a jackpot, okay? Well, I'm excited for you. Can you come and tell me when it happens? Okay. Hopes and fears, 6 of Cups. You don't want to lose these comforting connections. You hold family dear or friendships dear. It's like an innocence about it. Okay? And your hopes and fear is that these people give you a dirty offer. So maybe someone you grew up with, or just spent a lot of time with, or known for a very long time, right? You see them, and soulmate doesn't necessarily mean it's a partnership all the time. Your friend could be a soulmate, your mom could be a soulmate, your sister could be a soulmate, because it's just someone that your souls connect, right? Only you two see things, or you two interact with each other or share certain energy that no one else does, right? Well, you're fearing that this person that you feel that you have this comforting connection with is giving you a dirty offer. That's your fear. And you need to explore that. So maybe that's why you need to strengthen your intuition too. You need to sit, meditate, and pray. Because maybe you're judging them incorrectly. I'm just saying, Saggy. And your potential outcome is the 7 of Wands. So you're avoiding conflict. That's the potential outcome. That's one of your options. To avoid conflict, to live and fight another day. Right? You feel maybe it's a lost cause. That's a potential outcome, right? Bad habits. Yeah. Drugs, addictions, toxicities. So your bad habits for me, I feel like on this card is toxicities. You have to, I'm gonna pull another one, but you have to review that. Yeah, obsessive love. Yeah. Your toxicities is relationships or lack thereof. Unhealthy, possessive, karmic, dangerous. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is again coming out like in this first row. A relationship in your life, and if it's you or the cross watcher, you guys are being too possessive. It's very unhealthy. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot hold on to each other like this. Obsessive lover. It's that's the outcome. Yeah, you don't listen. So the potential outcome is that one of you guys is still going to be in this toxic energy. You or cross watcher, Saggy. You guys are still going to be approaching this in an unhealthy way. I feel like it's the cross watcher because of the cards you previously pulled for yourself. But everyone knows who they are in this story. I can't possibly tell everyone who they are. All right, let's pull, hold on. Let's get you a yes or no. So think of a yes or no question. We're going to get an answer. And we're going to close this out, Saggy Poo. Don't worry about being broke. I feel like it's you, since you learned because your energy is learning your karmic lessons. Okay? So, I feel like this person is being obsessive with you. For some. All right. Think about your yes or no question. Take a deep breath. Let's connect. Take another one. Okay. Saggy's yes or no question. I'm going to say yes. Rising to the challenge, floating on air, advance. Okay. So yeah, like I said, you are the one that learned your karmic lessons. This person hasn't, Saggy. So tread lightly, okay? They're still possessive. They're still being unhealthy. They're still being karmic-y. Yeah. You have to be logical with this person, like I think the 5th card on the board said. You really do, because they're borderline cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah. If anything resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. I love you, Saggy. And thank you for being a part of the channel. Bye.